XRP approaches a potential big breakout. Lots of pundits are calling for a monumental move in the price of XRP. We've seen a 7% move in Bitcoin in just the last 24 hours. So what's next for XRP, and why do people predict we could be seeing 11, 20, maybe even a $50 XRP very, very soon? We're going to break it all down for you in this video. So if you're still bullish on XRP, you like the content, you know what to do, hit that like and subscribe button. Let's get into it. So as always, make sure the notification bell's on, but let's talk about XRP. I'm going to start here with an interesting view on short-term price action to $11 by 2025. Now, there's a lot of things that has to happen in the market, but actually, if you look at what's happened today, we could even see Bitcoin rally to well over $100,000 by the end of this year, and that could only be halfway through the bull market. I actually was talking on my live stream and my previous video about what could happen specifically, given the Fed rate cuts we now expect to come in September. We could even see 0.5%, which could ignite the cryptocurrency market as well as many other of those risk assets. As the dollar falls, risk assets become more appealing to many people looking to speculate on their portfolio. So this absolutely aligns to a potential rally in the cryptocurrency market and therefore in the price of XRP. So it says Ripple's XRP is gearing up for some short-term action. The coin may see a quick rise before it dips again. Looking ahead, there's hope for a bigger move towards the 0.75 or 0.85 cent range. We've actually talked about probably a dollar feels like a much more appropriate sentiment. However, longer term, people are getting bullish on this movement towards a higher price range. Maybe $6, $7, $11 is on there. Given the adoption we think is coming, given the potential, and we only saw recently Bank of America relisted on the Ripple website, as well as those massive partnership with Uphold, Metico, and many others, absolutely supports a further development when it comes to XRP. We also know that RLUSD continues to mint, and I think a lot of people are neglecting the fact that this is really starting to build some momentum and, more importantly, some traction in the stablecoin market. We know that USDT announced today they will never do anything with the blockchain. We know that DAI stablecoin is pinged to make a token and many others. And actually, specifically, we don't have a blockchain that deliberately then launches stablecoins. And look, XRPL is giving us the option not only with liquidity, but again, to see this stablecoin launch. We talked about this in my previous couple of videos, how we are seeing it both on the Ethereum chain and, more importantly, over on XRPL. And we actually saw 200 RLUSD being minted. Now, this is just the start, but once again, this is Ripple delivering on what they committed to do. And actually, backing XRP with this RLUSD stablecoin could be huge. It not only supports builders on XRPL, it gives a link directly into Circle's USDC, and more importantly, allows a varied option for investors. And this, again, aligned to the builder network, could be incredibly important. And again, it absolutely solidifies the movement from the SEC in that we know that the court case is settled. It's done. And once that $125 million is paid, then we can all move on. And interestingly enough, it aligns to a very early move in October, a couple of weeks after we potentially see the Russians enter the market. And this, for me, builds into this crescendo of rate cuts, Russians starting to absolutely allow, and China cryptocurrency movement, and then we get an RLUSD. Could absolutely see XRP explode into the back end of the year. And once again, this is why people are getting bullish. We've talked a lot on this channel around what's going on with Ripple, why it's so important to understand the fringe assets to this, as opposed to specifically looking at the price. If you did that, you would be still absolutely panicking to death about where Bitcoin was. We retraced about 15% from that all-time high. And that's why it's important to understand what's out there. Now, that doesn't mean, though, that people aren't getting even more bullish. And here's a really interesting statement here. It says, XRP is the sleeping giant ready to awaken. Interesting. If you believe that, let me know in the comments down below. But it says, Yasan Mubarak, we've talked about this individual before. It says, XRP's impending rally will explosive and crypto proponents out not to miss when the crypto finally moons. And actually, if you take today as just an example, it absolutely is aligned to what we could get. We know money is sat on the sides waiting to come into the market. Now, remember, Ripple's all-time high at $3.40 will pale to insignificance if everything goes exactly as we predict. There's lots of talk recently about an XRP ETF. Now, interestingly, in Brazil, they actually have launched 2 Solana ETFs, but the SEC basically classing Solana as a security. So could we see XRP move into maybe an ETP or maybe a slightly different continent or country, irrespective of whether the SEC decide they want to launch an XRP ETF or not? The reality here is, though, that if Larry Fink wants one with IBIT or with BlackRock, it's going to happen. And I think that's going to be really, really important. So what's going on with the price? Again, interestingly enough, we drew this chart about 4 days ago. We are at a critical point now, retesting this downward wedge. And remember, aligned to this interesting pattern that we've talked about, and we are now just at this break. So if we continue with our push on BTC, and you only have to see this big candle here, this could be a very interesting price move for Ripple, and we could absolutely see this breakout to the upside with some real momentum. Now, we want to see a little bit more volume coming in, but there is one thing that I'm sure the savvy-eyed of you have realized. We actually got a very nice cross here on the shorter time frame, the 50-day simple moving average, crossing that 200 exponential moving average. What does that tell us? We are in a very nice uptrend right now, aligned to our RSI and MACD, all trending in the right direction. So it's been a minute since XRP has actually had this kind of move. Now, when you come out into a bigger time frame as well, what do we get? We get a very interesting pattern as well, one of which we've been talking around for a while. If you take a look at some of this interesting trend lines, we once again start to look at this potential breakout to the upside, and we are coiling on this pattern once again, looking for that breakout to the upside. So a very similar pattern, again, all aligns to what the market does, and more importantly, what the RLUSD rollout looks like. All very interesting, all very bullish. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you think? Are you still bullish on XRP? If you are, drop those X's down in the chat. Or if you're even more bullish on RLUSD, let me see those RLUSDs in the chat. Hell, just drop a comment down there if you're bullish on XRP. And don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.